Thanks to the support as a channel member, A11 Scorpio 1996. Well, folks, this is the first video I've recorded since the winter update came out, which, if you saw my video on the winter update, I did speculate it may have nerfed the tactic that we use in this save. I tried it out on stream last week and, yeah, didn't go very well. This is the first time we're testing it out in this save, and we're playing Real Madrid and Manchester City, so if it's going to go wrong, it's going to go really, really badly wrong. It'll be fine. Hello and welcome to Club 4, part 13 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have those two massive games in the league against Real Madrid and in the Champions League against Manchester City. Since you were last with me, the league continues to go pretty well. We did drop points in an away game with a late equaliser against Athletic Bilbao, is that? I can never remember which Athletic is which. Athletic Bilbao. There's too many teams with Athletic in that there's two. It confuses me. It'll be fine. So we do find ourselves third in the league, 5 points behind Real Sociedad, who haven't dropped a point yet. But we've got a game in hand on them, and obviously they are going to drop points at some point. Importantly, we're above Real Madrid, and a win today puts us 4 points ahead of them. This is the team that beat us by 19 points last year. So beating Real Madrid is crucial. But we also had a pretty poor start to Champions League. As the Champions League holders, we lost 3-1 at home to Liverpool. We now face Manchester City. This group, well, this Champions League this year isn't going to get any easier. In addition to Liverpool and Manchester City, we've also got Chelsea, Manchester United, and Inter to come. We don't really want to balls up the Champions League if we can avoid that. But remember, priority this year is La Liga. So number one priority is beating Real Madrid here. Let's just hope the tactic hasn't been nerfed by the winter update, because we've not changed anything, because frankly I've played like 6 games in the new update in my Twitch save where we're managing Sporting Lisbon. You should come over and watch that on Twitch, twitch.tv/LOLLUJO. If you hate Twitch, the highlights of that are on LOLLUJO too, so you can go and see just how badly it went with Sporting and this tactic over there. But I'm hoping that was just a sporting thing, and Barcelona are going to continue to be awesome. So we've got Simon in goal, a back four of Balde, Lazarov, Brandenberger, and Kunde. Talking of Lazarov, there is also rumours that I've heard that the winter update has changed hairstyles of new gens. If Lazarov has lost his mohawk, I am going to be very, very upset. He'd never lose his mohawk. Has everyone kept that? Has he still got his long hair? None of mine. My hair hasn't changed. Well, literally, my hair has changed. I've had a haircut since the last episode. My player's hair hasn't changed. We've got De Jong at the base of the midfield, Gavi and Pedri ahead of him, then Fati on the left, Osmani on the right, and Sukuna up front. Let's get into the game. Let's go beat Real Madrid. Talking of my hair, what's this bit at the front? Have I left a long bit? I do cut my own hair, for those of you asking. Don't like to pay for the barbers, because I bought clippers at the start of the first lockdown, and goodness me, am I going to get my money's worth out of them? But that's probably not important today. What is important is beating Real Madrid and making sure that our tactic still works, because I really don't want to have to go back to the drawing board when we're already 2 Champions League titles deep and we're trying to win a league title, because obviously in the Champions League, we could get away with dropping a few points, having a few iffy matches, because ultimately it becomes a knockout competition and you just have to be good at the end of the season. But to win La Liga, we can't afford to spend the next 6 matches trying to figure out a tactic that works, because that won't be that will basically make La Liga unwinnable, because Real Madrid are relentless. But we are knocking the ball around nicely at the back, nice and calm. That's a positive. Ultimately, a tiki-taka system like the one we're using should suit Barcelona down to the ground. So I'm not expecting any changes to how well it works, hopefully. My worry is how effective Sukuna is going to be, because one of the other things on the winter update is that they've fixed... Is fix a strong word? I think that's the word SI themselves used. We've won the ball back here. We'll continue speculating in a moment, because Sukuna is still effective. It doesn't matter. He scored a goal. We're 1-0 up. Everybody's happy. All is right with the world. The winter update did nothing, and I'm delighted. What I was saying is they have fixed the defensive positioning on those balls over the top, which are so effective. We've seen them from De Jong and Pedri all the time, just kind of pinging the ball over the top for Sakuna to just rinse defenders with his pace. The defenders shouldn't be so out of position for those anymore. So although Sakuna, I mean, he's a very good striker. You saw there, if he gets a chance, he's not just going to stop scoring permanently. But is he going to be as effective when we pick the ball up in these kind of areas? And then it's kind of our instinct to turn it and ping it. There's an example. And there's an example of the defensive positioning being a little bit better. Previously, more often than not, those balls elude the defenders and Sakuna is in. And we don't want to see that happening too often, because we've built the entire tactic around a pacey front three with Osmani, Fati and Sakuna. These are all very fast strikers with very creative long-range passers behind them. The tactic has been very much built for the match engine. It's a system that works because of how Football Manager 2023 has played up until this point. I'll be sad if it's now broken. And I'm quite sad that Dennis Simon has just kind of watched that go past him. Eder Militao bursting into there. It has taken a big deflection, but at the same time, I expect my goalkeeper to attempt to make a save. Vinicius on that left-hand side plays it across. It's headed back to Militao, who just kind of hits it hard. I mean, I guess it was originally going wide. It looked wide. I mean, I guess the fact it's been given as a Militao goal suggests it wasn't originally going wide. Or it would have been an own goal. But come on, Dennis, you got to do a little bit better than that. 1-1. We continue. We go back to the drawing board. And I want to see more of these attempts at the ball over the top that we do so often. I need to see it work. For my own peace of mind, I need to see De Jong or Pedri or Gavi hit a beautiful pass over the top and Sakuna to get in behind the defenders and score. Because I'm all for them fixing it when the defensive positioning was rubbish, but Sakuna is still crazy fast. If it never works at all now, then that means they've gone too far the other way. That was sensational from Ansu Fati. I mean, referee, you can't disallow that. Even if he is a little bit offside, let us have it because of the cheeky little back-heeled through ball from Ansu Fati there. Oh, he's disallowed it. That is hideous. Are we going to get to see a replay of that? Here we are. Just watch Fati here. That is a back-heeled through ball, I think. It might not have been, actually. It might have just been the animation at full speed looking like it was. But Sakuna, unfortunately, offside. Gavi with the corner. Looking for that near post where, oh, blimey, that's a wild man challenge from De Jong that he's just about got away with. And now it's with De Jong again. And Koundé tries to slot it into Sakuna, who has got him behind the defenders. It's not the big ball over the top. And he might be offside again. Oh, my, is this what they mean about fixing defensive positioning? It doesn't matter if they think they've fixed it. Sakuna's so fast. He's going to get in behind regardless. I tell you what, I feel so much better now than I did 10 minutes ago when I was worried that everything we've been putting together here at Barcelona had been taken from me by a game update. Oh, that would be upsetting. But Sakuna still looks like the best striker I've had in FM23 this year. And that is, that's exactly what he is. So that's exactly what he should look like. Lazarov now playing it forward to Gavi, and now Brandenberger and Lazarov. God, someone hit that ball over the top. Just really make me happy. Brandenberger, probably you shouldn't be the guy hitting it. Lazarov, we are our defenders are on the halfway line there, being pressed with no one behind them covering. Real Madrid trying the ball over the top. Lazarov covers it comfortably. So that's nice. We haven't been hit with what we're afraid of. And now De Jong, and that's a lovely pass to Balde. Balde is just going to get his head down and run here, charging down the left-hand side. He's got Sakuna in the middle. He's got Osmani in the middle as well, but he can't keep his header down. And it looks like we are going to head into half-time, 2-1 up. Just more of the same, boys. We're winning against the best team in the league. They absolutely dominated La Liga last year. They've started a little slowly this time round, and we need to capitalise on that and get as far ahead of them as we possibly can, because they'll be coming. You don't get 100+ points in a season and then just flop back to a 60 or 70 point season the next year. Real Madrid are going to sort themselves out and come for us. So we need a cushion when that happens, because they are the more practiced team in this situation. We're going to bring on La Cruz. We've got a lot of tired legs here, actually. We'll also bring on Temel in behind him. And I think we're also going to take off Osmani and bring on Zaballos. Osmani, similar to the situation we had with, what's his face, the right back, whose name I always forget. Why can I never remember the name? Agostini. Similar to the situation with Agostini last year, the guy who on paper appeared to be the biggest and best summer signing, not really doing it for me yet. Agostini, as you can see, still on the bench today. He's going to come on here, but not the world-beating player you would expect him to be. And I'm getting the similar feelings from Osmani. He's fine, but he's not ripping the league apart the way I thought he would. So we need to monitor that situation, because otherwise I might just have to ban myself from making big signings, because whenever I do, they don't work. Our better players are the ones who were bargains, like Sakuna was a bargain. And there's La Cruz was relatively cheap as well. Sakuna's got him behind here for his hat-trick, and there it is. We started this match questioning if he was still going to be able to do it in the newly tweaked and fixed and improved match engine. And although he's not scored any of his typical goals, he's still great, and he can still score goals of his own making. He's tackled the defender there, just got him behind them, and just, again, really using that pace. There's just no catching him when he gets in behind you, no matter how he gets in behind. It's a perfect 10 out of 10 performance and a hat-trick from Sakuna. What a way to answer my question about whether he'll still be effective. He's just ruined the best team in the league. If he can now go and do it against Manchester City as well, I'll be a very happy chappy. Well, not much in the way of changes for Manchester City, as you would expect when we played so well against Real Madrid. I am bringing in Agostini to play right back. Koundé can go across to centre-back. Lazarov gets to rest. His Mohawk attacking changes. We're a little bit limited in things we can change, because both Zaballos and La Cruz, who would be the first names on the team sheet after these lot, are both injured. So we stick with what we did in the previous game further forward, and hopefully we get another Sakuna masterclass, because he was, I mean, you saw it, superb against Real Madrid. We'd like to see more of the same here against Manchester City. And, oh, God, every now and again, because I'm not in the Premier League, I forget about Erling Haaland. But nope, there he is. There he is. Right, Sakuna, between Sakuna and Osmani, they win the ball back there. Ansu Fati's got him behind, and unfortunately couldn't really get much purchase on his shot to force it past Ederson. Normally, I would look at a game like this and wouldn't necessarily be expecting to get very much out of it, but we were at home against Liverpool. We're at home here again against Manchester City. You only get 4 home games in the Champions League stage. We lose our first 2. We're going to be down in the bottom 4 or 5 and problematic. And there's that big through ball we were talking about before from Gavi to Sakuna. I mean, I guess you could argue the defender did do a better job of sticking with him. I would argue that was actually represented quite realistically. Sakuna wasn't just absolutely free to just do what he felt like. The defender stayed with him, but he was never going to catch him because Sakuna's much faster, and he used his superior composure to just adjust his angle slightly, tuck it past the goalkeeper. He is in incredible form at the moment, it seems, and I think I can officially both stop worrying about the winter update and stop talking about the winter update now, because I realise a lot of people might be watching this 6 months, 3 years in the future, and it's utterly irrelevant to you. I am pondering why things went quite so badly on my Twitch save, but we'll worry about that when we're back on Twitch. It won't actually be tonight on Twitch. It'll be tomorrow night, because I am, as this video comes out, oh, what a save from Dennis Simon, on my way back from Barcelona. Match day vlog will be with you in a couple of days, and I assume future Kev had a lovely time, or I guess he's future Kev to me, past Kev to you. Either way, I assume a lovely time was had, and yeah, we'll be back on Twitch tomorrow night trying to figure out why this tactic doesn't work with Sporting, even though it works so well, seemingly, with this Barcelona team. Simon, to Araujo, and now Koundé and De Jong. And I mean, it could just be that this Barcelona team is so very, very talented. It's one of the few teams I've ever managed where that little knocking the ball around at the back doesn't terrify me. Ansu Fati's in here. Ederson has come out. I mean, I thought he was insane to charge that far out, but I think he's actually narrowed the angles enough on Fati to just basically force him into blasting the ball over, which Fati's had a couple of decent chances in this game and not converted either of them, which is a little bit alarming for a man who really does need to up his goal-scoring game this season, with Ferran Torres having moved on and Osmani not looking like he's going to be weighing in with very much in the way of goals. Fati kind of needs to be there to add to the goals that Sakuna is going to deliver, because we can't expect Sakuna to get hat-tricks every match. He's not Erling Haaland. De Jong, I mean, that was lovely from Gavi, the way he found this little space to tuck that back to De Jong. And that's great work from Osmani. I criticised him a little bit in the last game. He's been excellent today. And that was some brilliant wing play there. He just gets past his man, gets to the end of the pitch, and then whips it back for Sakuna, who, of course, has used his pace and positioning to be set up perfectly to get on the end of that cross. It's 2-0. It's 5 goals in the episode for Sakuna. And we are hopefully righting the wrong that we had against Liverpool. I haven't looked at the Premier League really since I left. I don't know how Liverpool and Manchester City compare to each other. I think we're Manchester City having a little bit of a struggle time when we were with Spurs. I feel like Man City were not dominating. This is where you all tell me, Kev, they won the league. I wasn't paying that much attention to who won the league. It wasn't us, so it didn't matter. It only matters when it's us. Right, let's make a couple of changes. Got to keep our boys nice and fresh. Fatty can come off. We'll bring on Ngamba, who, of course, was very good in those first couple of substitute appearances. Not featured very much since, but we can get him on for a bit today. And we'll also bring on Temel and Amaferri as well, just to freshen things up. It's not that there's players who are particularly tired, but we're playing a lot of football. When these Champions League group matches are on, that's a very important goal line clearance. Was that Agostini, I think, who's cleared that off the line? That looked like an absolute cert for a Manchester City goal. And having made 3 substitutions, if City get a goal back there, I'd probably panic a little bit. But that is a huge moment from Agostini, who is somehow only on a 6.7 still. So maybe it wasn't him. And there's Haaland. And is he offside, referee? The referee does have his fingers in his ears, so fingers crossed that's getting disallowed for offside, because Erling Haaland, almost Sakuna levels of good at football, and yeah, it's been given. And like I was saying before, I do panic a little bit here because we've just taken off 3 key players to try and protect them for future matches. We've got 20 minutes left while they've got Erling Haaland up front, and yeah, this might not have been the smartest thing I ever did. Gavi trying to get things going again from the corner that was cleared by City. It was actually Haaland who cleared it. And now Temel to Osmani and Gavi. We're keeping the ball nicely, just knocking it around on the edge of the Manchester City area. But Amaferri gives it away. Osmani wins it back there. He's had a very, very good game today. And he's rattled the crossbar there from range as well. Osmani seems up for it today. This is easily the best performance he's had in a Barcelona shirt. Hopefully that's him properly settled in now. Gavi is going to have to come off because he's tired. I mean, we're giving a debut to Gratakos here. It's risky, but you lot have wanted to see him, so let's get him on. We'll actually move Pedri over to the box-to-box just to get Gratakos into his best position, and Osmani is tiring, so I think we bring on John Watt on that right-hand side, the young Scottish striker / inside forward. He's actually made his debut for Scotland. Still only 18, made his debut for Scotland in the most recent international break. But we have got a very different 11 on the pitch now to what we started with. I do hope we've not weakened it too far and let City back in. I mean, they have just carved our defence wide open there. Haaland was offside, so panic not. But there's only 1 goal in it, and we've got a bunch of kids on the pitch all of a sudden. We've got 3 very, very young, untried players. Watt is one of them, and he's done brilliantly to win the ball back there. And now Gratakos and Amaferri. Is he just going to hit it? I mean, he does hit it. We have no idea if he's any good at just hitting it or not. That one, not so special. Straight into the hands of Edison. But Watt did very well to win the ball back there. That was a good sign from him. Gratakos, didn't really see very much of him. But the 3 youngsters who've come on, I mean, we didn't have any time added on there at the end of the match. I'm not going to complain. It just got to 90 minutes and stopped. We beat Manchester City. I was worried about today's episode, and we've won both matches. What a time to be alive. Let's get some games under our belt now, and we'll come back probably around here. Chelsea, Atletico, Man United, somewhere in that little group of games. We'll pick out a couple and do it all again. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.